Hi boys and girls, we're back with some more writing mini lessons, and today's mini lesson is going to be pretty short. I know we have been working on our draft, and you probably have most of your story arc written out, of course, every other line, and almost hopefully are done with your first draft. And something that we haven't gone over during the realistic fiction mini lessons is transitional words. And you maybe have heard them called glue words before. They kind of link the story together into to make them to be a good sequence of events, to put your story in order. So a lot of the glue words that you've heard or that you've used in your personal narratives and in your how-to pieces, your persuasive letters are first, next, then, another reason. But today in our realistic fiction, just to give us an idea before we look into our draft, thinking of which words and phrases might best fit our story. So I have this nice handy dandy sheet that gives us words for the beginning, some words for the middle, and some words for the end. And I will link that into our weekly agenda. So you can maybe take that out. And as you go through, you can say some words, some transition words and phrases at the beginning. As soon as, at first, at the beginning, before, early on, initially, in the beginning, or it started when. So I have my ideas here, but there's almost a transition in between each one of these boxes, because almost each one of these boxes is a paragraph, if you think of it that way. So that's kind of a good transition right there in itself. So I could start here at the beginning. It all started when, right? We could start that way. It all started when I started getting on my snowboarding clothes, right? Because I'm pretending I'm Penelope. I'm the main character. And I can even go here into my draft and decide it all started. So I could add a caret in pink. It all, or red, it all started when, and instead of I'm downstairs, it all started when, I'm gonna cross that out, I was at Grandma and Grandpa's chalet. I'm gonna add in up north. Okay, look at, I'm already fixing my draft. Do you see how I added that in there? So there's my transitional word, my phrase this time. It all started when, and it says, I was up at Grandma and Grandpa's chalet up north. And then I continue writing. And then I'm going to tell you about my setting, which is kind of a paragraph in itself. So I could say at the beginning, I pulled up to the bunny hill, and I'm going to tell you all about the bunny hill, how it was flat and there weren't many people on there. The people that were on there also didn't know what they were doing. It was cold there, the snow was falling, so that's a good one for at the beginning. And as I'm continuing here, I could say early on, I was pretty positive at the beginning, right? I was. As Penelope, I was really positive and I was all gung-ho trying to do my snowboarding. And then as the problem continues, gets worse, I could say, now here's some good middle transition words. After that, at the same time, before long, things were not getting better, right? I could use before long, comma, and then I could start that paragraph. And it continues. Suddenly, it's already around lunchtime. My dad's getting upset with me. I was in tears. My body ached, right? So that could be suddenly, or I could say shortly thereafter, or meanwhile. Which one would be best? I'm going to say in the meantime, so I'm gonna put all my transition words on the top here and then kind of see if it makes sense with my draft. In the meantime, so then after lunch, I went back up the hill with my grandpa, right? So I can say shortly thereafter might be a good one, or in the meantime, all of a sudden, at the same time, soon after. I'm going to do soon after lunch. And then I'll continue that one. And I might have a few more in here as it gets kind of lengthy. And then in the end, I can say in the end or at last, finally, I think finally is a good one. Finally, I made it down the hill and I graduated to get to try the chairlift, right? Finally is a good one to end it. Some of them are transition words on this sheet, but it tells you to here at the bottom, it says these words are not transition words, and I think a lot of us use them. We connect our sentences with and, but, so, and those are just conjunctions that add two sentences together. So we really want to look at this list and look at your story arc, come up with some good transition words for your paragraphs, and then go through your draft and find out where they would be a good fit. It's definitely just going to make that story a little bit better. Every transition word or phrase. I will see you later.